Hello, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium, once again. Lamp adjustment. This is a quality production here. I have to adjust this. I have to adjust the line. I have a film crew back here that usually does that, but they're eating tacos. We're entering the most dangerous part of COVID-19, even though we're at the end. It's the vaccine will be available limitedly. It was about end of February, early March is when it's going to be for everybody can get it, and it's going to be good and it'll work and everything will be great. But right now, okay, they're saying clearly the human factor. Um, the reason it's the most self-destructive or destructive part of this COVID-19 is the human factor. People have stood this about as long as they can. I mean, we found about this in March. The government knew about it in probably January, December or January. Didn't tell us. Got out of hand real quick. Sort of tried to reel it back in some areas, and we're quite successful at it. But now, the words I'm hearing are exponential. It means it's like doubling and tripling pretty quickly because humans require human company. That's all we're. In the beginning of this, a guy down the street has grandchildren. He's 2 or 3 years older than me. He has grandchildren, and they would come and sit in the yard in lounge chairs, whatever they call them, picnic stuff, and have a sort of a round table discussion because he's my age and he has his wife is not well and he has her mother is living there and she's not well, so they kept this distance, and that's sort of worn off. People are in and out all the time. People stop in the alley because he's a likable guy and they go in and shop and talk. We're not thinking exposure now. We've stopped. Even though you're in the store buying something, it says those 6 foot things, and people are saying, you're supposed to be on that dot over there, and they're not. They're up like this. Caution's gone. People crave people. They crave conversation. People want to be dating again. You want to be getting married. Marriages have been put off. All these venues are shut down. People are just doing quick marriages, hoping at some point to have a real wedding where everybody can show up. It's in the distant future, though. So we're being self-destructive. COVID's getting us, but we're getting us too. We're exposing ourselves to it at a greater rate than what we should, simply because we need company. We like talking to people. And if you have a partner, or it's not very bad. You have someone to talk to and discuss things with and hang out with. But if you're alone, and yeah, I'd love to explain that while we're alone. I told my wife I was going to do a video about love and togetherness and marriage and why this has all kind of come apart in our age. But then I thought better about it, seeing there's no way I can, whatever I say in that is going to be trouble. I did not do that. That's not my fault. That's you men's fault. So I'm just going to leave that alone and say that we need each other. Even casual dating is just stupid. Why we're doing it on online sites. I've talked to people around the country doing readings, and it's going on. Little places have opened back up. Um, there's not the restrictions there used to be. And we eat out occasionally. maybe more than occasionally. We went to our regular place today, and in front of us was a couple, young guy and a young woman. They didn't have any mask on at all, and she was doing this with her coat. The guy comes out and says, "You both have to have masks to even be in here." And she says, "Can I just do this? Can I just do this?" Yeah, as soon as you sit down, now eating in a place, you're supposed to have your mask on unless you're eating. And that's what we do. If we're not eating, the mask is on or we're out the door. Well, they were right in front of us, didn't have a mask on. Oh, it's over with. This is Texas. We're Americans. We don't have to listen to any of that crap. And no, restaurants are probably in one place that they're holding to that. All the gyms, gymnasiums, and exercise places, they've been shut down forever. Many never to reopen. Malls, but we've gone around that. The public meeting places that we used to have are doing a pretty good job. It's that we won't. I look out the window here, and people walk their dogs all day long. This must be the dog walkingest place I've ever seen in my life. And they stop and talk on the sidewalk with each other. There's no mask on there. Just having a conversation. And we've let our guard down. And I was on Wi-Fi today. I don't know what I was doing. And I came upon a news channel. I think it was YouTube, or could have been Discovery, or could have been anything. Could have been any one of those channels. And there was a news thing. I thought, well, this is probably old news. And I went along there and it was talking about COVID. And this one was just put up 6 hours ago. And it's in the hospital talking to doctors and nurses and said, we're just overwhelmed. We don't know. No one is getting the quality care that they deserve because there's not enough of us. We have 10, 15% of our people are sick with the COVID because they work there. Frontline people sacrificing themselves for you and me, but their numbers are down. There's only so much they can do. They can't be everywhere at once. And when you're overwhelmed and all your beds are full and the hall is full and the closet's full, you don't have enough time to take care of them. So our quality of care has gone down, not because they don't want to do it, but because there just aren't enough hands. So this is what I'm going to deem the self-destructive phase of COVID-19. We're doing it to ourselves. I believe that this would have backed off and been a minor problem had we done everything we were supposed to do. But my dog loves, let me show you. We don't know why. He loves Kleenex. It feels soft. It smells good. If you want to get him to do something he doesn't want to do, you pull one of these out and shake it in the air, and he comes running. He can't stop himself. His instincts are apparently being triggered by something white and soft. And he's learned to climb up and pull those out of the box occasionally. And he doesn't eat them, he just chews them up. But what I'm talking about is his basic instinct to survive is being overcome by his desire for the tissue. Our basic need to survive is being overcome by our need to interact with each other. We want things to be like they were. So we're creating a death trap. Ooh, that's a good word. Someone just said. I didn't come up with that. I've heard it before, but not in this context. Death trap. Every place we go. Can I just do this? And the boy's standing there and he's agreeing with her. Yeah, that's good enough. He says, no, you got a mask? He says, a mask? We have to have a mask to eat here? He actually said that. Yeah, because you're killing old people like me. And I tried to warn him going in. I said, you can mask him in here, but he didn't hear it, and I thought it wouldn't matter, and I'd probably get punched in the nose. So our basic need to survive is being overcome by our instincts and our need for company. I don't have a solution for that. There isn't one. Someone just said real loudly. There isn't a solution for that. And it doesn't have anything to do with being smart or dumb or any of that. Our basic instincts are overriding our need to survive. You can't stop people from wanting to be with people. Okay, sex is a part of that. But just being in a room full of people where you can talk, and we're not out doing psychic fairs now. We'd be out doing them if they were doable. But there are many people who are doing them because I've looked at them. They're about half as big as they were last year, but they're still doing them, which amazes me. And metaphysical people are supposed to see what's coming, and they're not. Their instinct of, and it may be greed, it may be money, it may be a desire to just get out and practice what we do. But our defenses are down. They've been trampled. Like a herd of buffalo just gone through them. So relaxed restrictions. We still have those idiots out there saying you don't need a mask. And they've been on this side. They've been on my YouTube site saying that. Don't need a mask. That's a lie. That's a lie. You don't need a mask. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you do. They don't stop this COVID-19. Yeah, it does. Proven effective. Just because you choose not to believe it because that's what suits you. Or it could be political. It could be religious. It could be just you. And then you're going to lay in the bed dying and say, gee, I wish I'd have listened. Or maybe it's not you that gets it, but you carry it home to some little kid and that kid dies. You say, gee, I didn't do that. That was Uncle Bill did that. What was Uncle Bill doing here? Anyway, this is the most dangerous stage of the virus. And unless we're on our toes, we could lose more people at the end of it than we did at the beginning or the middle. Someone's saying a watchful eye. I love how I don't have to do anything in these videos. I just come on and I hear phrases to a watchful eye. Just look out for each other. Our time will come again where you can hug your grandmother or grandchildren or uncles, neighbors, maybe just people at a gathering that you know. We're going to have a potluck down at the church and everybody's hugging everybody. Makes sense not to do it. We don't have that ability anymore. We don't have the ability to say, this is a bad idea. Oh, it'll be okay. Oh, it'll be okay. Ship's sinking, folks. Boat's going down to a big hole in it, and that hole's getting bigger. So let's try and survive this last part like we kind of did the middle part where we were quarantining and doing smart things. We just lost it, and it's just our natural instinct to be around each other. There is no solution except to stop doing it. So I'm naming this the most self-destructive part of COVID-19. There isn't a cure for it except to stop doing it. And we're not getting help from the top. There's no leadership there, none. And it's a judgment on the man. He doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have good leadership in him. He has leadership that's egocentric. He does not have a global picture of leadership. Now, I did a video, I don't know, months ago saying that we might go to war as a way of making this man stay in the White House longer. Didn't happen. But did you see where he said he almost attacked Iran? He almost attacked Iran. Then he thought about it. What kind of scatterbrained idea is that? Right here in the middle of a turnover of the keys to the house, you want to attack a country. Why? For the same reasons I said then. Let's be cautious here. Let's get through this period without, we don't need a war. We don't need we don't need another million people dead. Wash your hands regularly. Isolate. I'm doing video readings. I'm doing Skype readings and FaceTime readings and stuff like that. Be careful. We need all of you. We don't need, just for part of you to survive this. We need every person to survive this that can. Think clearly. Save yourselves and everybody else if you can. No more blind leading the blind. I love that. No more blind leading the blind. Let's lead ourselves out of this mess, and we'll be okay. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.